Image with Coach. Percy, start us out.
Hey, Coach, just what was the difference tonight in this game? I've heard you say before that there isn't a game that comes down to one play, but it seemed like it did. But was it even more than just that last play?
Yeah, we weren't locked into our coverages. Offense, we weren't connected. Obviously the last couple of possessions are what we're going to remember, but we didn't play this game with the correct energy or mindset.
And then, it was just a few minutes ago, it was Skylar who was here, and she really just said that your team was not ready to play and was just really expressed like a lot. When you met him, what was that like? What's going on inside of the locker room?
Can't beat them up. This game is done. We have to prepare ourselves for Atlanta, another hungry team, another team that we struggle with on the road. It's about moving forward. I take full responsibility for my team not playing up to the capacity that we should. But at the end of the day, we have to move forward and prepare for the next opponent.
You guys are held to 72 points throughout the four quarters, sub 20 points. Was there anything that Washington was doing defensively to slow you guys down, or why wasn't the offense clicking as well as it could?
We had 8 transition buckets. I just don't think we had a good pace about ourselves. We weren't quick to next actions, and I just think that they were more energized, played with a little bit more pride. It's nothing strategically or schematically that they were doing that we haven't seen. Got to hit shots.
Mercedes and Sammy played pretty well off the bench today. I know in the second quarter, you guys, that was obviously your best quarter. You guys played quite well. A lot of that was the reserves. What did you see out of them?
When Sammy's in the game, we're, try our hardest to get her some looks because we know her ability to shoot the three. It's contagious. I thought Sadie's had some good looks in the paint. Around the rim and being a force and being physical. So with that unit, it's a little bit, the flow kind of gets going because we know specifically what, players can do in that unit.
Just overall, how was the kind of integration of Gabby in this game? And did that kind of affect any of the coverages and the schemes at all? Just the amount that she was playing with a new unit?
No, not at all. Thought she was locked in. I thought we created a lot of deflections when she was in the game. It was, I thought she did well.
And then, getting out rebounded was something that I know last season was a really big, point of emphasis. Is that, what do you see? What did you see there tonight, I guess, that maybe either mirrored what was happening last season, or what would you change?
I think it's fundamental. Sometimes we just don't box out. We're looking in a team that takes a lot of threes. Those long rebounds are going to happen, and we're slow to balls. At 50-50 balls, they're out hustling us, out rebounding us. That's a desired thing. Sometimes it's not a technical thing. We weren't very good at that, and we haven't been, honestly, since break.
Following up on that a little bit, in terms of getting those hustle balls and getting the team to hustle a bit more, is that something that needs to come from the players themselves, or is there something that you do to try and bring that out of them a bit more?
Hustle? I'm not on the court. I'm not on the court. We're not on the court. So it has to come from within. There has to be accountability to that. I wish, I can implore it. I can't help them because I'm not physically on the court.
And then I wanted to ask about Sadie's played a bit more minutes today than we've seen from her. Obviously, you mentioned or Jeff mentioned she had good minutes off the bench, and Skylar mentioned it as well. I was wondering if any of her playing time had to do with getting her on the floor with Gabby to give her some familiarity, or if it was really just sort of the performance she was giving you and the energy she was giving you.
Yeah, I think it was that. I thought that when she was in there, no matter what unit it was, I thought she did well. Obviously, Gabby is a playmaker and has space about herself and can find certain reads. But I thought it's on Sadie's. I thought her mindset was very sharp and very aggressive.
Yeah, Coach, just going back on the energy, you talked about you implore that, but the accountability, do you mention that, or is this a professional team? And like you said, that the one-off and they have to concentrate on the game coming up here.
Sorry, say the first part again.
Yeah. How much do you mention to the team in terms of the pride factor, the energy, the boxing out, because that comes from the heart and those kinds of the 50-50 balls?
I mean, we are blessed to have these jobs. And so when you put on a Storm uniform, that should automatically engage pride and effort and all of the things, the intangibles. So yes, I could continue to encourage. Yes, I continue to implore. Yes, continue to give accountability to myself and set the example. But at the end of the day, we're hooping for a living. Stepping in a court should already ignite something within you. Period. It doesn't come down to schemes. It doesn't come down to like actions. It just comes down to sometimes playing harder than your opponent. And we're not doing that right now. And we're not doing that together right now. But it's on me. Yeah, you're right. I got to continue to coach it, figure it out, utilize people who energize us. But at the end of the day, you're putting on Seattle Storm jersey. That should mean a lot.
And I didn't say it was on you, but in terms of now as a coaching staff, given the limited amount of time that's left in the season here, and then you don't want to overreact,
For
what's
sure.
that balance?
I'm overreacting.
Yep.
I am. My urgency is high because it's not about, it's about how we're playing. And we're at the end of the year, we're at the end of the season in which we need to be playing how we were playing before the break. Got some momentum, playing good, offense is flowing, defense is locked in. We're not there. And that's why my urgency is very high because every game matters. Every moment matters. And we're not playing like that.
And then does that mean practice is more intense with the without?
You can't practice, can't practice. We got to focus on our next opponent. We have a game, a day in between the game. We can't. We have to find it within ourselves, look at the film, regroup, and figure out how to get better through not physically taxing ourselves. We practiced for however many days. You know what I'm saying? So it's about getting better. I'm trying to move forward, but my urgency is very high.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
See you back here on Wednesday.